game. Never hesitate. Do whatever it takes to win. Boomtown.
This is Jack Sandler from Skidmore College.
Hi, this is Dave Campbell from Middlebury College.
This is Coach Rannigan from Trinity Lacrosse.
Coach Kyle Benton from St. Lawrence University.
Chris Malone at Arizona State.
This is Sean McGonigal.
This is Coach Mike Allen.
Dallas Hartley.
You're watching,
And you're watching.
and you're watching the Lacrosse Network.
Boom.
And welcome back to Ernie Chapman Stadium. Here at the score 5-5 against the number 10 Colorado Buffaloes and the number 5 Chapman Panthers. Just about ready to get back to the action here. It's Mallon on the faceoff for the Buffs and the Lions on the faceoff for the Panthers. Lions able to get it out to himself. Scoops it back. Knowles with the GB. Back to Nickelman and to Sathan. That one almost, sorry, Nielsen rather. That one almost sneaks into the goal behind him. That would have really been something.
He's got earphones on.
Ball coming across for the Panthers. Looks like Tommy Wolf over there. Able to find Fiore. Fiore looking with the quick pass. Knocked down by Steer. Picked up Kelsick, bringing the ball into the box with a crossfield pass. And the shot by Seidel. Blocked by Nielsen. Nielsen not happy with his defenders right now. But a big save by the lefty. I mean, and you'd have to think the Chapman wants to do more with the possession coming out of the half like that. Especially with some of their older, disciplined attackmen making that pass instead of just going into the offense. He had Shields, but he had to go through the pull to get it. Buffs back into their offense. Seidel by his defender. Turns and shoots. And the save by Nielsen. Finds Rafter. It's a great ride. Seidel coming in by himself with the shot. Great save. And Nielsen really hot to start the second half here. Chapman's got to do some work to slow this down. Wolf running away, able to find Clayton. Not getting a whole lot of movement from the offensive players there. I mean, they're really going to want to slow this down, calm down, and get a good look. Try and score a goal to get back on top in this game. Helmets down to Andrews, over to Fiore. Back up to Shields. Shields first team All-American last year for the Panthers. Chapman had 3 first team All-Americans last year. And third team in an honorable mention. Shields looking to drive. Buffs showing the quick double. Back up to Rafter. Rafter to Helmich. Ball down. Fiore going for the swing instead of the ball there. Lucky he didn't get called for a slash. Clayton by 2 defensemen. Able to find Andrews. Andrews coming around the corner, takes the shot. Big time save by McNee. Clayton able to come up with the ground ball. Flips it to Shields. Flag down. Shields with the look. Gets by. Takes the shot. That one looked like it got the pipe before he ran into the crease. Chapman's going to maintain possession on the slash call going against the Buffs. Here with 11:54 to go in the third quarter, still 5-5, with Chapman going into the man-up opportunity. And with as stagnant as Chapman has been on the offensive side so far, they're really going to need to try and get something going here on in man up to get back on the right page offensively. For Helmich to Simo.
Ian, you aren't doing it right.
Big rip by Helmich. Just over the top, backed up by Andrews and Fiore. Fiore out and bring the ball in. Giancarlo with a shot just wide, but covered well by McNee. I mean, you're going to have to think that they'd be able to get a better look than that. Ripped by Helmich, and that's Simo on the assist. Again, Helmich with the goal, big-time rip. Bringing his hat trick for the game. Simo with his 4th assist on the season. That slashing penalty really costly for the Buffs there. Back to the faith. It's been Mallon and Lyons all day. Mallon scoring that great goal earlier, the unassisted goal. Walrath picks it up, turns it back, able to find Lyons. Lyons brings the ball up, flips to Fiore. Down to Andrews, up to Simo. Simo, the sophomore eligibility player out of Jesuit Sacramento, my alma mater. Sports Factory.
Yeah, somewhat of a school similar to Pacific Collegiate, the kind of lacrosse factory that they have up there in Santa Cruz, California.
Some might say. It's Fiore looking to drive with the rip. Big save by McNee, able to handle it. With the quick look up to Sloss. Sloss scored that great goal earlier in the game. Able to run the fast break to perfection off the pipe. Well covered by Nielsen. It's a great handle there by Wolf on Knowles with the pass, who takes a big hit afterwards. And there's Simo, gets one in the back, gets the flag. That one could have gone either way.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know,
Gonna have to say the Oscar goes to Simo with that one.
This game is really heating up now, and I'm really impressed with the goalkeeping out of Colorado tonight. Just lights out. Colorado, able to run a real nice fast break there, but just can't put it in the back of the net. We'll see Chapman go man up here and see if they can extend the lead to 2 goals here at the start of the second half.
Yeah, and Chapman's been for as long as I can remember, has been a team of runs. I mean, they're hot and then they're not. And so if they're capable of going on 6 or 7 goal runs at any time with the power they have on offense. But they're also capable, like we've seen this season, to go on runs of 6, 7, 8 minutes without scoring a goal. We saw that against BYU and against Colorado State, being able to get up and not being able to close out. So that's something that that hurts them and helps them both at the same time.
Yeah, and absolutely, a top 10 matchup here. It's very clear these are 2 top 10 teams, and wow, great feed inside and great finish by Timmy Andrews.
Timmy Andrews, just sick fake, gets McNee to take the step, and then I don't know how he got that one in there without the BTB there. I mean, he's able to reach back around the cage and put the ball in the net. For Timmy Andrews, great goal, his first of the game, 13th of the season so far. Going to be procedure against the Buffs. Lions bringing the ball up, and it's pretty amazing the confidence that Chapman has in their long stick middies, leaving them on longer than Alex Lyons. Chapman with a quick look, cross crease, not able to find Evans. Picked up by the Buffs and run down the field. pole with the shot. Great save by Nielsen. There's McLean on the shot. He's had a couple good looks. The Shields bringing the ball up. And he's not afraid to take a rip. Finds Clayton. Clayton into Walrath. Walrath with a great handle. I can't believe he kept a hold of that one. I mean, that's a really great play.
Yeah, Walrath is a really talented player. One of the captains here at Chapman. Played a little bit of NCAA ball before he came here to Chapman, and shows that he has that, stick skills that you don't see out of too many long poles in the MCLA.
Yeah, and I mean, Hap Knowles is right up there with him. I mean, they're both just sick with the stick.
A little rhyme to start your weekend off as the ball goes to Timmy Andrews at X.
Yeah, be on the lookout for my album dropping
I
later
saw him,
this year.
I saw him step in the crease there. I think the ref did too.
And here with just a shade under 8 minutes to go, Chapman on top, 7-5. But Colorado knocking right at the doorstep. That's Emerson bringing the ball across. And that is a really spooky moon out there. I just noticed that.
It is indeed.
Thought you all should know.
And once again, we are live here on the Lacrosse Network, and we are accepting your comments, questions, and anything that you want to tell us here in the booth. We did switch the stream, and we hope that you all were able to find it easily, and hope that it's all working for you guys now.
Yeah, we're open to any kind of questions or comments regarding the game, our personal lives, fun facts, anything you got. Fire away. It's a great handle there by Dougherty. Getting by. Running by the crease there. There's Mallison. Ball popped out by Williams. Ball still up. Dougherty able to come up with it. Finds Erickson, the freshman midi. Great defense there by Evans. Evans goes. It's a big-time hit by Dutra, who also took a ball right in the chest, and that feels terrible. And anybody who's played lacrosse knows that taking a ball in basically anywhere, even on the parts of your body covered by helmets and pads, is just a miserable situation. There's Haynes coming through on the left side, hanging his stick. Picked up by Williams. Williams with the look to Walrath. Walrath has got a world of speed, just running away. Finds Clayton. Clayton over to Fiore. Fiore gets the ball knocked out of his stick. And that's going back. Looks like he might have gotten rolled up on there by McNee. Looks like he's okay.
And looks like we got a viewer question here from Timbaland.
Timbaland.
He wants to know if CSU looked that good, CU has looked that good, or Chapman is playing down. It is a big deal that this is Colorado's first game. Colorado really turned it on in the second quarter. If you're just tuning in, with a goal from LSM Rowan Sloss, freshman long pole.
Nasty.
Their momentum really just picked up after that. They were taking high quality shots and they tied it at the half. It's looking like Chapman wasn't really expecting that kind of offensive play from Colorado because of the scores that they probably saw in their scrimmages. Colorado played a couple of NCAA teams in scrimmages and probably cycled a lot of guys through, and now are ready to unleash against another MCLA team. Possibly a pretty smart coaching decision by John Galvin at Colorado, and seems to be paying off here. So to answer your question, I think both teams are playing a great game, and that's why it's so close. And Colorado really is playing well, and proving that they are in the top 10 of the MCLA.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen just about everyone in the top 10 play through the games that we've done so far this season, and they look just as sharp as anyone we've seen so far on the offensive end, especially, and in the goal. I mean, McNee has just been lights out. But on the other end too, it looks like going to get a flag there. It's going to be an offsides going against the Buffs, it looks like. But Chapman has been a little slow on defense. So not to take anything away from the Buffs, who are playing great, but there's Shields with the look and the bounce shot. Fiore unable to come up with it to keep the play alive, but Chapman able to get a good look before going into another man-up opportunity. And Chapman had been able to stay out of the penalty box all game so far here with just about 4 minutes to go here in the third, which is really something that's got to make Coach Williams happy.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Coach Williams is, but I'm sure it makes Coach Hartley happy.
Hartley. God, I've been doing that all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to high school with a kid named Dallas Williams. That's exactly what's going on right now.
Yeah, well, we'll try and get that one figured out here in the booth and see if we can get it right for the rest of the night. But anyways,
I'll be sure to try and keep reminding you there, Samir.
Yeah, thank you. We got another viewer question here. Who is number 8 on Chapman? He is a beast. Number 8 on Chapman is a freshman. His name is Stanley. And, yes, he's quite a talented player.
And Chapman back into the man-up offense. And Carlo with the shot. Great save by McNee. That one had the far post written all over it. And then picked up by Andrews. Looked like he got tripped there by McNee. Ball down, big-time hits coming from both sides of the ball there. And then the shot by the Buffs, but that was kind of a la John Elway Super Bowl helicopter hit there by the Panthers. And the Buffs going back into their offense. Up to Colm, who's been playing great for a freshman so far tonight. Back to Poldy, who's been quiet. And Seidel coming up past GLE. Able to find White. White around the corner, takes a rip. That one off the thigh of Nielsen. Great save.
That one's got to hurt. That's got to be a stinger there. Warren Nielsen is being pegged right now by the Colorado offense.
Yeah, but he's coming off a game where he was 1,000% in the cage against. And there you go, a big-time goal by Colm, his second in the game for the freshman. Bringing the score back to within 1 with 2:43 to go. Just as I say it, you know, jinxing Nielsen getting scored on for the first time in 3 quarters. For years to be one of the top players in the MCLA.
We got another comment here directly towards me asking what I think Rowan Sloss's best attribute is. It's tough to say. Probably just the way he's been coached and throughout high school. That's probably it. That's what I'd have to say. I mean, he's a determined kid. All jokes aside, he's an aerospace engineering major at Colorado, something that John Galvin was definitely mentioned in our conference call, and wanted to let everybody know he's a real smart kid, a talented freshman, and definitely impressed with the way he played tonight and the way he's been able to play. This entire game.
One, I know that's something, if you've been watching club ball, that Coach Galvin really harks on is the student athlete. I mean, these kids are club lacrosse players, and they're there at Colorado to go to school. And he's got a team GPA requirement in place, and it's getting higher. His words, but great play there by Clayton, able to scoop the ball back to himself, gets the ball back, takes the shot, had Andrews. with the look. Looks like he saw Kelsick getting back on defense. Didn't think he'd be able to make that pass, but I trust him to take the shot from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Big rip from Andrew Clayton right there. And just back to what you were saying about club ball, I think those guys, the Colorado team and the boys of Red Hot Buffs are doing a great job of giving us an insight into a club lacrosse program. And, those of you young players who want to see how a top 10 MCLA program is run, that's a great opportunity to check it out. You can watch all of club ball on our channel. If you go to the videos page, you can find episode 1 and 2 of club ball.
Yeah, episode 2 debuting last week was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next episode to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a great show from the boys from Red Hot Buffs. Helmich with the ball, moving it up top to Madison Fiore. Fiore hits Clayton. Clayton takes a couple of big hits. Flag down.
And that's going to be a push in the back with possession. Going against the Buffs. Chapman again going into a man-up opportunity. I mean, that has to be 5 or 6 penalties going against the Buffs, and none so far against the Panthers. Really playing disciplined ball, and that's something that goes to you're gonna have to chalk that one up to not playing as many games. I mean, Chapman's got 8 games plus the alumni game, which is surprisingly competitive. With some of those guys coming out, some old Chapman greats. Connor Martin was out there this year, Mike Clayton, Marcus Wooden. Whereas Colorado's only played 3 games so far this season, no MCLA games, no W's. So I mean, it shows when they're making mistakes like that on the field.
Nice pass over to Tyler and Carlo to Madison Fiore, and a great save.
He had him 5-hole too, able to get the stick down low in a hurry. He's playing great. Just when we say that, Clayton with the G there, great look. He's so quick on the crease. I mean, you can't lose track of him. You got to have a stick on his hands at all times. He gets that look, quick in the stick, straight over the shoulder from about 5 feet out. There's nothing you can do to block that if it's not right at you. Score back to a 2-goal game, 8-6 in Chapman's favor with 35 seconds to go here in the third. And another procedure penalty going against the Buffs. This one going against Bush, who's cycling in with Mallon on some of the faceoffs.
Got another question here. Chris, I think you can probably answer this one. We got a question about how many seniors does Colorado have? We're going to check up on that and get right back to you as Chapman brings it into the box with Andrew Clayton.
Clayton with a little bit of an ambitious pass, looking for Timmy Andrews across the crease, kind of lobbed it.
And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Stay tuned for fourth quarter action here at Ernie Chapman Stadium. Chapman Panthers 8, the Colorado Buffaloes 6. You're watching live on TLN, and we will be right back.
This is Jack Sandler from Skidmore College.
Hi, this is Dave Campbell from Middlebury College.
This is Coach Rannigan from Trinity Lacrosse.
Coach Kyle Benton from St. Lawrence University.
Chris Malone at Arizona State.
This is Sean McGonigal.
This is Coach Mike Allen.
Dallas Hartley.
You're watching, and you're watching.
And you're watching the Lacrosse Network.
Boom.
This is Jack.
And welcome back to the action here at Ernie Chapman Stadium. And to answer your question, they have 4 seniors rostered for the Buffs and 21 freshmen. So really good look for them in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 seniors is pretty amazing for an MCLA team. I mean, 4 kids who've been around the program 4 years. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that means that when they were freshmen, they were also coached by John Galvin.
I believe that's correct.
And I know that they went through a couple of coaches, and now Coach Galvin is back there, and looks like he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, they're really dialed in right now. I mean, they're playing good lacrosse. I mean, these are 2 teams we're definitely going to be seeing in May. South Carolina. And that's one of the advantages of running those two poles on the wings is you get Justin Shields waiting for the ball when you're turning back. Big time hit. Ball still down. Flipped up by Knowles. No one seems to want to pick it up. Fiore can't handle it. Ball goes out of bounds to the Buffs.
Ball goes to the Buffs.
Real uncharacteristic play there by Fiore, who's really good on the ground balls normally. And again here with 14 and a half minutes to go in the game, Chapman on top by 2. Looking really solid, holding the Buffs to only 1 goal in the 3rd quarter. Clayton going in with the big hit, and then shaking hands with McNee, who's been playing lights out. He's calling his number all night. It's nice to see sportsmanship on that side of the ball there. It's up to Seedell. Finds White. We've seen pretty much the same guys on attack and midfield for the Buffs so far tonight. It'd be interesting to see. We've been talking so much about their youth, but what kind of depth they have going into the season and making an appearance in the tournament, which I expect them to do. Where they're going to be having to play 2-3 games in a row, and going on with some of that youth. It's White with the rip, just wide. Backed up by Conrad, or Gann, rather.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of these coaches schedule the way they do. And, Colorado not with too many games out here, but they come out here, they play Chapman first, and then play LMU on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Nice move.
And that's a great slide there by Walrath, able to get his stick in there on the lift. And there's Knowles keeping his stick in there, making it hard to pick up.
And Colorado retains possession. And just to go back to my point about how they schedule, we saw Chapman play Santa Clara on a Friday night, BYU on a Saturday night, and then on Monday Utah.
Yeah.
So I think these coaches are scheduling with the intent of going to nationals and having that kind of schedule. Nice look.
That's a great handle by White. I mean, great play. Seedell's looking like he's limping around there a little bit. Might have gotten grabbed by the turf gremlin, rolled an ankle. Looks like he wants off. Doherty coming in for the Buffs. Again, one of the leading scorers last year. Been pretty quiet so far tonight.
Got another question about what we think a Colorado win will do tonight with some already chaotic MCLA rankings, and I agree with that. I mean, we've seen some pretty crazy rankings.
Yeah,
UCSB,
that's for sure.
UCSB at 4 now after a win for Cal Poly.
Cal Poly's still at 2.
Cal Poly's still at 2. Colorado State at 1.
And Boston College, after going 0-3 on their West Coast trip, still
in the top 10.
In the top 10.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see if Colorado can pull a win here. What's going to happen in those polls?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably just going to solidify their spot in the top 10. I mean, they haven't really done anything to show that they deserve to be there yet. So I mean, this will is a big game for them to show that they deserve to be in the top 10. And I mean, they're hanging tough right now. I mean, in my opinion, they every bit deserve their number 10 ranking.
Yeah, and this is their first MCLA test, so they're hanging in with a real talented Chapman team, and I think they're proving their ranking. And I don't exactly have an answer for you, but I'd be interested to see too. If I was a voter, I don't know exactly what I'd do, but it's a good thing I guess I'm not a voter, right, Chris?
I guess so. Wouldn't want the polls to be right, now would we? But be on the lookout for upcoming Lacrosse Network programming. We got a poll show in the works. Great look.
Oh, great save by Warren Nielsen.
And there's Poldy on the look. I mean, that's a really tough save for Nielsen to have to make. The turn low to low, quick turn from about 8 feet off the cage there. I mean, really spectacular play by the sophomore lefty. Southpaw.
And just quickly to answer another question here from a viewer. High school Lasser 12 had an interesting question about what would happen if Hopkins played Chapman. I don't know if you've been watching Hopkins play, but I think the NCAA D1 level is a lot different than the club level. Although club is really moving up and the MCLA is doing great, a lot of great athletes here. Hopkins is just a different kind of beast.
They're just bigger. I mean, I think I'd have to go 11-9 in favor of Chapman. But I mean, that's the real difference when you see guys at any level. I played at Division III level for soccer and football and club lacrosse, and you see the guys that you play against at that level just aren't as big or as fast as the D1 guys. They're not necessarily less skilled. They're just not nearly as big and strong and fast. And again, please keep the comments coming. We really appreciate any kind of feedback or questions or comments that you've got. Really want to make this as interactive as possible. It looks like the first flag against Chapman of the night with 10:29 to go here in the game, going against Hap Knowles, as Chapman getting their man-down unit on the field for the first time. And again, our first look at the Buffs man up. Poldy had a lane there, thought about it, opts to move it up to White. It's like a pretty standard offensive look here.
Kind of a zone offense moving in and out.
I mean, it looks like they might want Poldy on that quick shot. Look for White.
Wow, big save by Nielsen.
Yeah, and that's off stick for him, the southpaw. Able to find it and then to follow it up. That's a great hustle play by Nielsen, who's been really playing great here in the second half. Only one goal for Colorado. And like I said, that's one goal in 3 quarters for Nielsen so far in the last 2 games.
Yeah, great coaching adjustment by Coach Hartley. With 9 minutes and 40 seconds left, it's very clear that Nielsen has given Chapman some life here.
A little bit of a high step there by Shields. I mean, that's been able to not come up with the ball. Big time check there. Fiore able to come up with it, but that's something you kind of come to expect from Shields, just running away from attackmen. Throws in a little bit of a prime time high step. I'm okay with it. It's a big time player with a big time clear on the man down. And it's nice to see some of those offensive players who go both ways that are really good off ball. I mean, you get some of those guys that are super talented players that for whatever reason, there we go, spitting that out, don't want to play defense, and to see him on the man down is really great. Real well-rounded player at Oakland, CA.
Got another question here to answer. how do we feel about Cal Poly being ranked above UCSB after losing to the Gauchos? And on top of that, SB beating Boston by a much bigger margin. It's an interesting question. Boston College, it was their third game on a road trip, or just a trip in general out to California, and playing against a really tough UCSB team. I'm not sure what to say about that. I think UCSB is playing really well together as a team. Coach Mike Allen is doing a great job there. They
He's
have
a great coach.
Great offense there, and to pair with that, a couple of great goalies, and nice shot there by Rafter. And, Cal Poly is also another high-powered offense. They just did not come to play against UCSB. And even with them coming out real cold against the Gauchos, it still was an overtime game.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what to think about the scores. I mean, every team seems to have on and off days. Both teams are really talented. And I think UCSB moving into the top 5 is a great move by the voters. I'm curious to see how Cal Poly does the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean they're a talented team. Just from what you've seen, I mean anybody can beat anybody, and a lot of the top 10 teams are pretty interchangeable. As long as they're ranked there, they're probably going to be in the mix for winning their league, and they're probably going to be in the mix for an at-large. So they'll all get another chance. There's definitely a couple teams that are there that is it's kind of a mystery.
And back to the game, Chapman here with the ball on offense is, wow, a wide open look for Helmich. But Chapman here with the ball on offense is not characteristic of them. It's kind of missing a couple passes and not being as clean with the ball as they usually are.
Yeah, but able to get a few good looks here, which is good for them because I know they've had a little bit of trouble closing out games. So for them to be able to get some good looks, not getting them on the cage, but able to get good looks is boding well for their offense, and also able to get their offense in a little bit of a rhythm and keep the ball down in the offensive end and let their defense get a little bit of a rest is I think big for them, because they really want to make sure that when they go on defense, that they can continue to play that high-powered or the high-pressure defense that they've been playing all game. Again, with just a shade over 6 minutes to go, Chapman still holding a 2-goal lead, 8-6. There's Timmy Andrews with the cutback, dangerously close to the crease again, looking for Ancarlo, can't quite get him. Rafter with a big rip off the pipe, and that was well on its way back to midfield before picked up by Emerson. That was a serious rip, and it looked like he had McNee fooled on it too. But pipe gets in the way and pops out. Emerson able to bring the ball down on the break.
Got to give a quick shout out to a couple fans watching. Cheryl and Gus Samios watching in Santa Cruz, as well as Deborah Sloss watching in Santa Cruz, mother of Rowan Sloss. Hope you guys are enjoying the game. With just under 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, Chapman is up 8-6, and Hap Knowles comes up with the ball, kicks it over to Warren Nielsen, who clears it.
It's Tommy Wolf with the ball, brings it across, has a fast break, thinks about looking for Clayton, opts to hold the ball, gets into the restraining box over to Fiore. And smart move there by the senior defenseman, not forcing that ball into Clayton, who really wanted it. We get Marchand back into the game for the Panthers on attack. Timmy Andrews taking a break. And again, you're going to have to think that they're going to want to try and take as much time as they possibly can off the clock here and get a good look on goal. So big-time checks coming from Sloss. Up to Simo. Back over to Ancarlo. Looking to drive. By his man. Thinks about it. Finds Marchand. Marchand. Cutties. And Asimo unable to come up with that. Great swim move by Sloss, not able to pick up the ground ball, but just able to get by the attackman there. I mean, he is really athletic. Speed Light wants to do it himself.
Another one off the pipe there, but they draw a flag, and we're going to see Colorado go man up here with 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter, down by 2. I think it's crucial that they score one here, huh, Chris?
Absolutely. Because I mean, even here in the second half, they haven't looked nearly as sharp on offense. They look to be forcing that ball into the crease, and Chapman has been recognizing that and collapsing in very quickly. It was working in the first half because Chapman was pressuring out so far, but now that they've pulled in a little bit, they've been having trouble finding that look. And even there on that one with Seidel trying to do it himself. They've really been disciplined on offense in the first half of this game. That one gets by Erickson, able to follow that one up and get to it. Luckily for them, but yeah, I mean they haven't been nearly as sharp here in the second half. Again, only with 1 goal. And another one off the pipe.
Another one off the pipe for Colorado. Moving the ball really well here on man up.
Yeah, I mean, it's quick. And Chapman able to kill the penalty back to full strength here with 3:10 to go. Chapman's still up by 2, able to kill that penalty. There's Kelsick with the ball, finds Poldy. Poldy wants the ball, he's got Shields. I mean, you're going to have to think that they're going to want that matchup with one of their junior attackmen, but coming back off a great season last year with the shorty. I mean, Shields is a great defender too, but you have to think that that's the matchup they want.
Absolutely. I mean, a really athletic player, and looks like they're going to move it down there. Shields played at NDNU in Northern California, which is an NCAA Division II program, before coming to Chapman. A couple other big MCLA games this week. Tomorrow night on the Lacrosse Network, you can watch UCSD take on Biola at Biola. That should be a great one. Another big one tomorrow. UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs are taking on the St. Mary's Gales up in Northern California at St. Mary's. If you're around there, check that one out. It's a big rivalry. Should be a fun one to watch. Just like this one tonight, with 2 minutes left in the game, Chapman has the ball.
Yeah, Chapman's going to have to keep the ball in the restraining box when they get down onto their offensive end. A little bit of confusion going on there between the officials. It looked like the near official thought it might have been a shot, and the far official called it a pass, which was, but able to clear up that confusion and get the ball going in the right direction. Nielsen.
Nickelman can't handle the ball and stays inside. Stays inside the line. That's amazing.
That was very close. Raptor able to find Helmich.
Once Helmich touches it in the box here, they got to stay in. Under 2 minutes, the winning team has to stay in the box.
And there's just under 90 seconds to go. Fiore with the ball with the shorty. You're going to have to think that he's going to want to hold the ball behind the cage until he draws the double. I mean, they're going to have to like that matchup.
It looks like they're going to hop out of the cage here and take that double team. Fiore above the cage could very well shoot the ball here, and Dallas Hartley calls a timeout.
An interesting look there with McNee going and shutting off Helmich and leaving the goal completely open and opting to double with the pole. I mean, there wasn't really anyone near the cage there. If Fiore had kind of lobbed that one over there, it probably would have gone in. Interesting call there on defense by the Buffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And here with a minute and 11 seconds here, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm sure Coach Hartley's going to bring out his 6 best stick handlers, who pretty much are all attackmen. A couple he's been running at the midfield. He's probably going to bring in 6 attackmen, great sticks, keep it behind X, and see if they can't just run out the clock here. And we'll see what Colorado comes out in. I'm curious to see if John Galvin wants to throw something different in here. And
we have to think they're going to start with the double on the ball. It's a little bit of a tough look for them defensively since it's coming from the top. But I mean, you basically have to go into the double right away, unless you have enough confidence in your defenseman who's on the ball to get him one-on-one. But if he's able to get the corner and then get around to X, I mean, that's 20 or 30 seconds that you're going to lose right away here with only 70 to go. And they've got Marchand starting with the ball, staying outside the box. Finally steps in, takes it behind, and he, as we saw earlier, he's really got some cutties. There's Helmich. Helmich has got the look, misses the cage, wide open cage.
Fiore actually with the ball there with the shot, but not characteristic of him missing the cage there.
Yeah,
sure-handed.
I mean,
and there's Marchand. Nice goal.
And taking a little bit of a late hit there by McLean and letting him know that what's going on there. But that brings the score to Chapman 9, Colorado 6 here with 51 seconds to go. ASU game that we showed last week. Michigan State able to come up with 3 quick goals in the last 60 seconds to bring that game within 1. And that's Bush unable to come up with the GB after winning the faceoff. Ball still down. Ball's out, pushed up by Wolf, and they're going to get the push in the back on Knowles. Going white, 35 seconds to go here. Shields is going to start with it. Going to have to think he's going to find Wolf here. Or Nielsen. Back to Nielsen. And you'd have to think that Chapman's just about going to be able to hold this one for the rest of the game. Here with just a shade under 30 seconds to go. It's 25 seconds. I mean, they're going to need another guy running out there. I mean, you have to think Walrath would be able to take this one himself. There's 16 seconds to go. Chapman again still up by 3. Nickelman able to find Wallace. Rafter, rather. The spin move. Clayton opting not to take the shot, and that's the end of the game. Again, with a 9-6 victory for Chapman. Defense really coming up huge in the second half. Nielsen, over the last 2 games, has only given up 1 goal in 4 quarters of action. So, I mean, really playing lights out in the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. With our final score here, Chapman Panthers 9, Colorado Buffaloes 6. Here on the Lacrosse Network, another great top 10 matchup here in the MCLA. And, we got another game tomorrow night, streaming live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hope that you can tune in for that one. And we apologize for any problems you guys had in the beginning of this stream. And are happy you guys were all able to tune in for the second half. And we will be back on live tomorrow at 6 p.m.
I'm Chris Marshall for Samir Chaudhry. Thanks for tuning into the Lacrosse Network, and we'll see you tomorrow.